Hey, what's up everyone? Tim Stoddard here, and in today's video I am going to show you why local Google My Business agency is still the best business for you to start. Okay, let's dive right in. I'm making this video because one of the biggest questions and the most common feedback that I get is, isn't SEO going to be destroyed by AI? And I think in a lot of ways AI has kind of destroyed some parts of SEO, specifically blogging and long form fluffy content that is hyper focused on real specific long-term keywords. So in a lot of my companies, this content is still generating a ton of traffic, and that's because more specifically on Copyblogger, that content was written by people, by real professionals, and so it still ranks really high. But I also think it's safe to say that it's reasonable to think that over time, just the amount of content that people can come up with and crank out with ChatGPT could like suffocate the Google organic content ecosystem. But one thing that I do not see happening is Google losing its dominance with local search. And I just have one really small but really important example to show you as to why this is so prevalent. Everyone that's been following me for a while knows that I'm heavily involved in the behavioral health industry. And so I'm going to look at one of my portfolio companies. Let's see what happens when you go to Google and you type in drug rehab, Louisville, Kentucky. Well, of course, you get the national hotline, and then you get the ads, and then you get the Google My Business listings. You have to understand that most people still search locally on their phone. And when you're looking at this on your phone, there is also a little button right here that says call. People are we're just trained to look for local businesses on our phone and to hit that call button or the directions button or sometimes the website button through this Google local business database, right? So here is the facility that I want you to take notice of, Louisville Addiction Center. And then, of course, if we scroll down to the organic rankings, Louisville Addiction Center ranks number 3. So this one search term generates a ton of leads for this particular business, especially through the Google My Business profile. Okay, I don't see any way the Google Business profile or Google My Business profile, whatever you want to call it, is going to be overtaken by massively dumping AI written content onto the internet. And I'll show you a different example. So let's look at Perplexity, right? Let's look at the AI search engine. This is the product that's supposed to overtake Google in terms of its feedback. Well, if I'm typing drug rehab Louisville, Kentucky, this is going to give me a lot of different options. And for instance, in the outpatient programs, Louisville Addiction Center still shows up as number 1. But what it doesn't give me, at least not yet, is any insight to the business itself. And it doesn't give me a way to call the business. And even if it did give me a way to call the business, it doesn't give me any photographs, because all of that information, it's not like this is just public data. All of these photographs within Louisville Addiction Center are inside the Google My Business database. So this information Google like owns and sort of has a moat around it, has a protective moat around it. There's not a whole lot that Perplexity can do to penetrate the dominance that Google My Business has. And another reason is because in order to get listed onto Google My Business, you have to verify your address. So if I'm a local business and I want my business to be listed in the Google My Business database, I can't just put it up there, because if that were the case, then anybody could put it up there. You have to have an actual location, a physical address, and you have to prove that your business resides at that address. So this whole entire ecosystem is very, very protected. And because of that, I think people are still trained, and I think they will be trained for a long time, to search for local businesses through Google My Business. Because if I'm looking for a service, if I'm like a potential customer and I'm looking for a service, it could be anything. Let's just try something different, right? Let's try electrician in Denver, Colorado. Well, we're going to see the same things, right? And remember, if this was on mobile, if I were on my cell phone, there would be a call now button, and that call now button just goes straight from the search query to the lead for the business. This is a much more direct path to solving your problem. And now let's take this same exact search query and let's go into Perplexity, and it gives me the sources, but it just gives me answers which is not as native. It's not as like robust. I'm not going to get quite the feel that I'm going to get through Google. And now here's a different topic, and it's related, and I'm going to make a whole video about this. My guess is that two of these things are going to come together. The Perplexity database is going to continuously get more and more robust. And so I'm really curious how local businesses are going to SEO themselves for Google so that you continuously get all this traffic, which in my opinion, Google is going to continue to dominate for years and years to come. But how do you also SEO your website, your listing, your business, your information to show up with this traffic? Because what's fascinating is the sources here on Perplexity is not Google My Business. Perplexity sources all the information from the websites themselves. That really interests me. Is there going to be two different types of SEO? AI SEO, which is going to be on-site, and local search SEO, which is going to be business listings through Google. It's a lot to think about. I think it's a really cool concept. However, if you ask me, Google My Business is going to continue to dominate the local SEO market, especially the local business market. And if I'm looking to start an agency, I'm going all in on Google My Business. I'm going up and down the main strip in my neighborhood. I'm leaving business cards for all those people, and I'm telling every one of those local businesses, whether it's a coffee shop, a contractor, a local retailer, a restaurant, whatever, I'm telling every single one of them that they can pay me $1,000, $1,500, $2,500 a month to generate traffic for them through the Google My Business database. And then as I'm doing that, I'm learning also how to SEO for AI through Perplexity. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Ask me any questions that you have in the comments. Please smash that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.